So here is the start of the Chalk Bluff route. This old forest road. It's the end of the day. I'm beat, but this is the starting point. So I'm going to restart and pretend like I'm just starting. So, Chalk Bluff, take 2. Well, it's a bright sunny morning, and I'm here to go around Chalk Bluff. This is the way that branches off. There's a Little Grand Canyon. Chalk Bluff is a little branch of Little Grand Canyon. The regular trail goes this way, but this way is an old abandoned forest road. You follow this forest road, and it takes you all the way down to access the end of the bluff to go to Chalk Bluff, and you can take that the long way around. It's a lot of fallen logs to go through, and thorn bush, something like that. Starts there. There's a huge kind of shelter, and it echoes too. Okay, a reverb. I know it's probably hard to see, but there's a little waterfall here. There we go. So this has to be the area known as Secret Canyon, but there's several other ravines that could be it. This is a cool side canyon to the south of the main Chalk Bluff area. And close to the upper part of the canyon, this little waterfall here, cascade, on a map I've acquired. It shows this known as Liesel's Slide, if I'm pronouncing it right. Liesel was a German shepherd of a buddy of mine, Mike Chervenko, and she went everywhere with him. So this is in memory of Liesel. If Mike Chervenko, you see this. Here's an old foundation of some sort. On the map lists a home site, but it still shows 50 yards out that way. But this might be something. I'm going to show you the sheer size of this thing. It just goes up and up and up. I'm about 150 feet, maybe 100 feet from it. This thing is huge. You do not want to fall from that. Made it back up. I lost the trail briefly because there was a huge rock scramble to go around. Just giant boulders that were impossible to go through. Here's some interesting leaves or something, vines hanging down from that. We'll get a closer look at them a little bit. I mean, we, the viewers, I'm by myself. And red leaves clinging onto the cliff. Wow. There's another group that way too. Look at all that yellow. And more red that way. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm arching my back the wrong way. That's why the flex in my voice. Sit down. Get this again. That is way up there. That is so awesome. Here's an arch. It's known as 3-foot long window. You go around here, it comes out the other side here. And you can see through it. You got a little natural spring coming out. There's no creek path up there. There's no divots, no ravines, nothing. So this has got to be a natural spring. It's about the 2-mile mark. This is at the end of the point. In fact, the overlook is straight up there. Just around that bend where they'll meet up at the trail, and that way goes along Chalk Bluff. So hopefully I made it, and I tried coming this way in the past and couldn't quite figure it out. So hopefully I'll figure out where the missing info is. There is a huge hidey hole. That's my walking stick. Airplane. Now I'm like a 2-year-old. Airplane, airplane. Right around this bend is where the problem persists, why most people cannot come here. It already looks wet, so hopefully I can get through. I'm going to be having muddy feet. It looks damp. The ground is soft. But it's just 70 meters. And so the trail continues around this way. What was it? There's a cool little cove. And oh no. No. Decisions. Oh, crap. 3 miles back this way, or 1.5 miles with wet feet. And so I made it across. I ended up having to take my socks and shoes off and went across. In doing so, it gave me a really bad leg cramps. But, slipped on mud. That's the reason why people don't go that way. After an extremely difficult journey, I was not turning back. A lot of rock scrambles, boulders to go through, but I've made it to the regular trail. And that's another 1.5 miles. Of course, I gotta stop and rest at one of my favorite spots. These two canyons come together. That's where I gotta go up. I'll figure it out when I get there. It's very difficult even to come down. So this can be very slick. So I think it's going to be step here, step there, knees there, get up and step. And I did it. That does look wicked, doesn't it? But we go up this way and that way. Yeah. Steps, all these like natural steps that go up. In a lot of these, the Civilian Conservation Corps put in some steps. This can be slick. Many people have slipped and fallen now. I can finally say back in that other canyon, I didn't have any problems. But I don't want to speak too soon because I'll jinx myself and whee, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Of course, here's the final payoff. There's a Swallow Rock there. Fountain Bluff across the way there. There's also Turkey Bayou across the Big Muddy River. This is the big overlook now. This is where most people end up going when they come to Little Grand Canyon.